Welcome, everybody. Tonight, we're going to talk about teamwork. And we'll just share some various stories about teamwork and how well that can work, especially in our business. So let's see. I'll just go around the room to my right, and that'll be Eric.
Oh, okay. I'm top left of you. I didn't know how we were going to start.
Yeah, everybody's screen is always different from everybody else's.
I haven't figured this whole Zoom thing out yet, where we are in the Brady Bunch. I'm not sure how we get placed in this.
Well, your Brady Bunch is different than mine.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I always assume I'm Alice.
Yeah.
I'll be Greg, I guess. I don't know.
All right. What do you got for us, Greg?
All right. So first off, Howie, thanks for inviting me. I really like coming in here and sharing some ideas with people, trading ideas. We get some feedback. People send us emails and private messages, and it's always great to help out other people and also to ask questions of them, to help ourselves out. Because we all know that without having a good team and good people around us, we're only as good as our weakest link, as they say. Mm-hmm. So with us guys, we're, Good Guy Productions. We're a production company, and I have my shirt on tonight because I don't get to wear it very often anymore. I'm going to wear my shirt tonight. I feel like I'm actually going to work. But with us guys, I'm going to use one example that we do for, and this is something that we've just started to do, is our big outdoor video walls for our graduations. That's usually a 6-person team. It usually takes 3 guys to set up the video wall. Okay, we're taking the ends off the panels. One guy's putting them up. One guy's placing them. Another guy's going to be in the truck, and he's going to be wiring up all the equipment, making sure the cameras are coming in. And then we have another guy that's out who's usually getting the AV stuff done and ready. So we're all in headsets. We're all working together. And what I guess I was going to bank on tonight is that each person has to carry their weight, have to carry their load. Because if one other person has to leave their post to go help the other person out, now we're going to start falling behind. So again, going back to the weakest link, I feel that I've surrounded myself with some pretty solid guys where I get to do my job. Corey does his job. Julius does his job. Sean does his job. It all seems to work out, pretty well. So for me, that's my team. We have a total of 14 guys that work for me. At any given time, I may need a certain guy for a different job. There's this one guy, he's 6'4" tall. When we're doing the video wall, we're putting up the trussing. Guess who I call? I call this guy, his name is Nehemiah, but I call him Neo. And Neo's he's skinny, but long muscles are strong muscles. This guy can lift anything that I need to, and he can reach just about anything. So everybody has their skill set. Corey is great with graphics. Sean is my AV guy. And I mentioned Julius, he knows the video wall better than I do, putting it all together. So I sit in the back and kind of get to push buttons and call the show, but my team surrounding me is what really makes the event really go off well.
Exactly. All right, John, what do you got for us?
Well, my name's John. I'm with Hot Tunes Productions out of Boston, Mass, and I'm a solo op. I did have a partner who was with me for about 10 years, and I brought him in and trained him, and it's having someone that can help when you're having gigs is important to have that part of the team. But eventually they grew tired of the business, so it just all kind of falls back on you. And it wasn't really up until probably the tail end of last year that stumbling into DJNTV and running into some great brains in here, some very smart, very intelligent people. We wear a lot of hats in this business. We are the entertainer, the coordinator, the production designer. We do our lighting and set up our whole shows. It was just very interesting to see just the different flavor from talking to a lot of the different DJs that was made available through DJNTV of skill sets, learning things that either I overlooked or never really paid much attention to, as far as just getting good ideas, being able to brainstorm with some smart folks that have been doing this at least as long as I have, and figuring out things in different ways because they're in different facets of the business. We've got some of the DJs are photographers and they understand more about lighting, for wedding pictures. And there are some that You use upside down mirror balls and have tremendous trussing displays on a really large scale. And even in our own crowd sitting right here now, I can say from you, Howie, knowing all that you do about club and wiring and sound, I've hit you up with a lot of questions, and you've always been very informative and cordial. Thank you. From Eric, I learned all about, maybe the potential of going big again and understanding, how to take it to the next level and, put a crew back together and just duplicate myself so I can be more places at the same time. I think what you do is great, and the video production is pretty astonishing, what I've seen from you put out. And one of my best friends in the room is Brian Red sitting here. We always have lengthy conversations about music. I'm forever watching his videos, and he's dropping songs I've never heard of. And for someone like me who thinks they know about 80% of the songs, I found out I only know about 50% of the songs. So it's nice to have a resounding soundboard. And as far as everyone else that's come and go, Joel, I've spoke to you a little, Tom. I don't know you all that much, but we've had, Jay, who works with Pioneer, is in here, and he's very friendly and very helpful. And people that have come in with not even having an established business that we've seen grow from zero in February to having successful streaming channels and close to 200 followers all around the world, Cyprus and Australia. So I really think a big part of what holds the team together is the DJNTV network and all you guys, because I really do think that you're all awesome.
Thank you very much, John. Joel, we're talking about teamwork. Did you want to chime in?
Well, I mean, I'm just getting started, and I'm working with a couple of talented DJs and enjoying learning from them. The chill room has been great because I've learned a lot here, a lot of very interesting topics that I'm definitely going to keep that information going in the future. Again, learning a lot about music and then just sometimes the business side, all the discussions we've had about how to do weddings in here. It's just interesting. I mean, the interaction between other DJs has been my best aspect of this during this whole situation. So,
well, thank you, Joel. Tom, would you like to chime in? We're talking about teamwork tonight.
Oh, good evening, guys. I'm just watching something else a few minutes ago. Still going to teamwork. I work with by myself a lot, but I do work with some other DJs when we don't have the COVID going on right now, and we do some pretty good shows and everything. Sometimes I team up with one other gentleman who needs help, and we can put out a fun day into it, and usually you never know what's going to happen, but weddings are kind of fun. Backyard parties are kind of neat, but it would be nice to get back into the swing again.
I agree. Thank you, Tom. Brian.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi. How are you?
Hey.
Hi, Brian.
Well, we have the chill room here, which is kind of the group therapy thing. So, you got a guy like Tom who just comes in to see what's going on, and he doesn't even know we're doing a show. But it's okay. Come on in, Tom. It's good. This is teamwork. This is supporting each other, keeping each other sane during this whole thing.
Yeah.
But bringing it back to kind of the more practical aspect of teamwork. Here where I live, much like John, I am doing most of my events solo. So I don't really have this partner that goes along with me. But what I can tell you is that there's a small network of DJs that I have connected myself to over, probably the last 30 years. And these are my go-to people if I ever need help. It could be a situation where I need somebody to step in and do an event for me. Like when I was hospitalized. I mean, that's when I missed events, when I was hospitalized. Otherwise, I haven't missed them. But if something were to come up, I can call on these people. And it's almost like we're members of some kind of fraternity or something. because
Yeah.
there's no questions. They just do it.
Yeah.
It's that cool. There are people like Scott Thomas and Wavy Davy B and Arta Barra who are just there for me.
Mhm.
And I'm there for them. If they ever need anything, I'm there for them, whether it be equipment or assistance or stepping in to do an event. Maybe you accidentally double book something. Maybe you had a breakdown. Maybe you need a ride somewhere. It doesn't matter what it is. There's just this group of people that we have each other's backs. And it's not like it's constant maintenance either. That's the cool part about it. These are not high maintenance friends where you constantly have to be calling them and sending them Christmas cards and being at their birthday parties. No, the connection is that we are DJs, and it's almost like this family. We're just there for each other. It could 3 years could pass and it doesn't miss a beat. We can give them a call. We need something. We're there. It's almost like family, and I think that's probably the best and maybe the most proud I am of a teamwork environment that I've been in is that those long what do you call them, friendships, but it's a business relationship, these relationships that have stood the test of time. So
All right. Thank you, Brian. All right. I am going to do a screen share and I'm going to talk about teamwork. I am a solo op too. And sometimes with larger events, you need to have help. If it's a 3 system setup, I definitely need to have somebody there. And I have guys like Brian mentioned that you can just count on. But we did a very large event, and it was back in 2017 in upstate New York, and it was a reunion. And I know my limits when it comes to my skills. But this was so far away that I could not do a site inspection to see what I was going to do as far as lighting, because that's what I was hired for. And it was from a famous club up in that particular town. They were having, I guess, a 40th reunion type thing of all the people that used to hang there, bartend there, and so forth like that. So it was a huge room. And here, because we couldn't make the trip, my little trick is that I'll do a Google image. So Jimmy found this image here, which I will screen share here a second. And here we go. All right. Now what you see here is what we found on the interwebs. And this is the hall. Looks like they're having a rummage sale. I don't know the size of the wall, so I don't know what I need, to do my job as the lighting designer and operate the lights. But what I was able to do with this picture is that I know this door right here, doors are always 32 inches by 80 inches tall. So it's a double door, so that's 64 wide by 80 tall. And I can guesstimate with that and just set them side by side and get the width of the room. I get the height of the room. And then we're going to be here right by the stage, in front of the stage. And I need to go out here where these rummage tables are and cover this whole area with lighting. So Jimmy did his magic with this picture. I told him the angles of the beams of the fixtures that I have, and I needed to know how many we would need. And we decided to use 6 movers and about 20 hex bars. And this is the magic he came up with. He was able to remove the furniture and give us this look. Now, when we got there, we decided, well, we're not going to have the booth here. We put that right down here. We lowered the little big show that has the 4 movers on it down a little bit. And so once I had something to work with, it was just a matter of math. I was able to program the lights right here where I'm sitting right now. The only thing that I had to program on site, which was a bonus, was right up here at the top. They have a mirror ball in this hall, but they have it lit up with these spotlights that you use like outside your garage. So it wasn't very effective, but I aimed the movers onto it. It made a really spectacular effect. And this next one here, so the teamwork was that we each had a different skill that we were able to combine together to pull this off. And of course, Jimmy did the sound and the DJing, and I did the lighting. And this is our sound check. And there were people there early, and they couldn't help themselves. They started dancing right at sound check.
That's awesome. That's how you know it's going to be a good night.
So as you can see there, you know, we did a really good job covering the room for them. Oh, I forgot to stop the screen share. There you go. All righty. And that's what we did as a team. And that translated to the thing that we did in this past February for John when we went out to Vegas. I had that experience behind me, and all I had to do was just give me the dimensions of the Brunswick room, and just by simple math, and I knew what fixtures we were going to use, and I programmed here in the living room. You had Jimmy and John took care of the audio and visual side of it. Ben did the lighting and sound. Jeremy Lansby and his wife, Jerry, did a fantastic job with setting up the trussing and the stage and running all the wiring and stuff. And that's like, that was one of the best teams I've ever worked with. So that's my take on that. So, well, gee, we've only been going about 15 minutes. Do you want to go one more round here? See what do you think?
I can take off a little bit of what you were just saying and
Sure.
talk about the team. So basically what you did is you were able to take care of your business at the show and rely on everybody else to do their job.
Exactly.
Right. So in my business now, as we've become more busy, until of course last February, more and more of me has to be doing office work and doing the coordinating and things like that. So my guys, my team has picked up the slack for me. I can now tell them, say, I need you to do this for me. And then I'll come out and kind of finish things up. And oftentimes when we have a busy weekend where we have 3-4 weddings or events going on, I'll send a crew out and they'll just be the setup crew. And I know that they're going to put my console where I want it. They're going to put my laptop where I want it. My lights are going to be in the right spot. They're going to have the correct angle of the board for me. So I can just walk in, turn the laptop on and go and start to DJ. So, you know, having those guys behind you and doing things the way that you want them done is important.
Good stuff. Alrighty. What do you think, John?
There's so much to handle in this business. We're all jack of all trades and maybe masters of a few, but we don't know everything about everything. And you know, having a network of people around is really important just to help you grow and learn and explore things that you don't have time to take a 6-week course on, or at least to speak to people that are kind of on the same page with you, that understand what you're going through. Being in charge of all the aspects of the business and having a good sounding board to bounce ideas off and solve problems. Like we spent a night in the chill room for probably a good 5 hours after one of us signed off that was getting a phone call that they were talking about putting up against a microphone to play for a crowd. And a few of us sat in all night brainstorming, like, how do we fix this problem for him? If it was us, what would we do? Right. How would we make it work? You know, it's great having that kind of a network, and that's something I'm really appreciative of here.
Excellent. Joel, do you have anything else for us, or?
I think I pretty much done everything I can. Again,
Alrighty.
if I need something in what I'm doing, I'm going to seek one of these guys out because
Right.
they have the experience and they're boatload of knowledge, and they're open to sharing it. That's one of the nice things about the chill rooms. Everybody's been sharing their experiences and their knowledge. You know, we're not sitting here trying to compete against each other. We're trying to
Right.
give everybody what they need to get the job done.
That's so true. Well, Brian, you're up next.
Again. Well, going back to, I guess, what I was talking about before with these DJs that I know I can count on in case of an emergency, there are times when we combine talents and go out and work as a team. And it really, like you were talking about with Jimmy, you know, Jimmy he has talents that we don't when it comes to figuring some of this stuff out and graphics and such. Then you have the talents for DMX and lighting design, and it all comes together for you. But what I've experienced here, and, you know, up until the plague, Art and I have been doing tag team events for English and Spanish.
I was hoping that would come up.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, if it's an all Spanish quinceañera or something like that, he doesn't need me. But most of the time, what happens is it's second, third generation Hispanics, along with, you know, maybe some of their gringo pals, and it's everybody. So you need to have that element in there of the musica latino, but you also want to do some of the just gringo stuff, which is what he calls it. You know, you're really good at the gringo stuff, dude. You should come in and do this for me. So we'll do the tag team, and it's been so much fun. I've learned a lot from him. He's learned a lot from me. He's really good at reading the Latin crowds and kind of, you know, knowing what direction to take him in, especially the Mexican American crowds. And then, you know, I'll step in and I'm actually very good at doing the Puerto Rican crowds and doing music for them. I think I'm a little stronger than he is in that regard. Of course, I can't MC it, but I know the music, and then I can come in and I can do just kind of the general electric slide stuff, you know, whatever, just the you know, Outcast Hey Ya or whatever, and you know, BG Staying Alive. I mean, it's those kind of things that, you know, he's so good at what he does with the musical Latino that he doesn't really focus on the other stuff as much, or exactly know when the right time is to play it. He might know it, but he may not know how to really put it into a set. So we work really well together in that regard. In fact, the last one we did together was an English Spanish wedding, and it was really cool that what they wanted, and Art was so cool about this, and he's very professional. They wanted someone to translate the ceremony for the guests from Mexico who didn't speak any English. So Art got together with the officiant and got the officiant script and worded it.
That's great.
But the problem with this is there's no direct translation for things. So it's not like you can word for word translate something. Phrases, it may be very difficult to translate them, but Art took the time to take these phrases or paragraphs and translate them into a language that would make sense, or a wording that would make sense in Spanish.
Right.
And he had a microphone. He stood there, and so the officiant would say something, and then the officiant would pause, and then Art off to the side, dressed very sharp with his tablet and his microphone, would very professionally say whatever they said translated into Spanish. It was really cool. So it's not just the music thing. It's just, you know, going out and doing events, because we don't all, I guess John kind of said it, jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. And that's who we are as DJs. But some of us are really good at certain things. Others, things we're not so good at. So it's always nice to have somebody who's better than you are to take care of that stuff you're not too good at, or you don't know anything about it all, like speaking Spanish. Blanca has told me, and Art has also told me, they've both said the same thing, and it's been separate. I should never even try to ever attempt to speak Spanish ever again, because I guess the way I say things, it's atrocious, and just don't do that anymore. I've been told, just don't even try. So just stay in your lane, speak English, and leave the Spanish stuff to us. So I've gone ahead and taken that advice, and I'll just kind of, get a key word here and there in conversation and kind of know when they're talking about me, which is important, especially when she's on the phone with her mom. You want to know what's being said, you just get the keywords. But no. So anyway, all jokes aside, it's great to work with somebody like Art in that regard, and to combine the talents and really do something special for people.
Perfect story. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I have something similar happen to me, and I brought Lori with me to the last wedding before COVID happened. And now I'm going through the cancer treatments at the time. So, I had another DJ in there, because I could maybe stand up 45 minutes. I'd have to sit down because I was fatigued. So I was able to do the announcements and so forth, and, be behind the booth and, as much as I could. But I had Lori there, and she handled the for the grand entrance, and she was wonderful with it, because the photographers wanted a shot without somebody in the background. So when I did the announcement, she actually held her hand out, because she's a school teacher. That's how she has to do with the kids when they're getting on and off the bus, like wait your turn kind of thing, and held them so that when the photographer would get his shot, there wasn't somebody behind them. Now, the bonus part for me was when someone came up and requested a song in Spanish. And without missing a beat, Lori was standing next to me, and she spoke to them in a way, like Brian mentioned, that, language is different. You can't go like verbatim. You can't use like a translator or something on your phone or whatever. She put it into a very eloquent sentence. They had this big smile. Then she translated it to English, and we played the song, and everybody was happy. And it was just a happy accident that, that sort of teamwork. So that'll wrap it up for the teamwork part of it. So the very last part, we're going to say Merry Christmas to everybody. This is the last show before Christmas on Tuesday. And John, thank you so much for the chill room, and Merry Christmas to you and yours. Anybody else?
Thanks, John. I don't know if this will get posted before or after Christmas, but if it gets posted after, what's happy belated Christmas? I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for everything.
Yes.
This has been great, John. Really, really appreciate it, man. And, we've talked about this before. I've met some great friends in here, and it's been a breath of fresh air, and it's kept us all upbeat. And aside from everything that we've learned from each other, just having a bud to talk to has been fantastic. Thank you so much for this. Merry Christmas to your family and to yourself. And, and we'll catch you next year.
I'd like to thank you, John, for all the hard work and the time that you put in. You're obviously very dedicated to DJNTV, and it shows through the quality people that it attracts. So thank you, and thank you for having the chill room open for us to get in and brainstorm and talk with each other. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family.
Joel?
No, just say Merry Christmas to everybody I've met in the chill room this year. Hope everybody's safe and sound this year, and look forward to better things next year.
All righty. Anybody else want to go? All right. I guess we'll close it with that.
Alex was going to say something. I could see him. He leaned into the mic. He was ready to go. Yeah, you cut him
Alex,
off.
speak up.
Okay, so I'm just going to say, John, you're the man. You've accomplished so many things that you don't know you've done just by the things that you do. The chill room is one of them. You've put so many people together that we would never have met before, yet had so much in common. Thank you very much for that. And I hope you catch many fish. And Merry Christmas.
There's going to be a very strange reunion, like, I don't know, a year from now.
Wouldn't that be something?
I don't know, on some island somewhere. And all these people who you would never expect to hang out together are all going to be there hanging out.
Probably not avoiding the zombies.
Yeah.
In Cyprus.
Yeah, probably.
That's a good deal.
Alrighty.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, that'll do it. Thank you all for tuning in.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.